Pragmatic or dogmatic? Pragmatic people tell you what time it is. Dogmatic people tell you what time it should be. What does it mean? Pragmatic is to be practical or sensible, to be open-minded. Such people are realistic and they don't usually crumble under pressure. Dogmatic is to follow rules, to be close-minded, to be opinionated, to be intolerant to other beliefs. These people are generally governed by strong principles concerning faith and morals, and they are very firm with their convictions. Anything dogmatic is by the book. Let's look at some examples. We need to adopt a more pragmatic approach. You can't be dogmatic in matters of taste. His mom makes dogmatic decisions based on her strict moral code. She is such a pragmatic thinker. I only know there was a father who was both idealized and undoubtedly feared, a dogmatic and overbearing Catholic. It may be tempting to break the silence, but you can only do that by being more dogmatic or by compromising. This is a controversial subject for which not enough data are available to make a dogmatic statement. It is impossible to be dogmatic about the precise beginnings of modern democratic thinking and policies. Religious people are more likely to be prejudiced, dogmatic, and close-minded. They are both gripped by the same dogmatic delusion. They should therefore caution us against being overly dogmatic. Fortunately, there is nothing dogmatic or rash about him. Her staff find her bossy and dogmatic. There is danger in becoming too dogmatic about teaching methods. To insist on dogmatic policy is unworkable. Against his appeals to observation, they oppose dogmatic principles. Many writers at this time held rigidly dogmatic views. His opponents viewed him as stubborn, dogmatic, and inflexible. Her dogmatic beliefs were driving away her friends and family. The new manager is less dogmatic than his predecessor. These schools take a very dogmatic approach in education. Let's not be dogmatic about this. She was not tempted to be dogmatic about her beliefs. It is not helpful to make such dogmatic statements. Such an idea also had pragmatic appeal, saving herself from damnation. In his pragmatic search for a partner to fulfill a role, love and happiness were secondary considerations. Styles may also vary along purely pragmatic dimensions. What pragmatic principles govern lexical acquisition? To achieve electoral success, pragmatic parties might shift their position. There is a more pragmatic reason. It originally existed for pragmatic reasons. He tends to be very pragmatic. They are pragmatic about the spending cuts. He took a more pragmatic approach to the management problems. His pragmatism deserves pragmatic acceptance. In business, the pragmatic approach to a problem is often more successful than an idealistic one. She was a dreamer, not pragmatic. Our approach is essentially pragmatic. His apparent liberality on this question rested pragmatic considerations rather than principle. This policy was based on two pragmatic considerations. Her pragmatic attitude helped her to become a successful businesswoman. But for all his intellectual gifts, his kingship was essentially pragmatic. We need a pragmatic approach to business ethics. The pragmatic outlook provokes anxieties of its own. A pragmatic solution may not be the best one in the long term. He favored a pragmatic approach to the problem. This is a program that any pragmatic government could be proud of.